Hello, and thanks for joining us today. I'm going to talk today about something that I hope will be very useful for you in your practices and helping your clients and advising your clients. And that is, in essence, and if I leave you with one thing that out of this talk, and in essence, you should be constructing portfolios that have high active share, active portfolios, and we'll go into those that are and those structurally that can't be, and why, and that you should be choosing those managers who run an active portfolio and have skill. And I think it's that combination, blending managers who have high active share, who are active and truly active, and have skill, that leads to positive client outcomes. And I think that's crucial for advising your clients. So in essence, the message is that alpha doesn't follow the crowds. The bulk of South Africa and the bulk of South African markets don't follow the advice and the points I've just made. The challenge I think you have is firstly seeking out differentiated returns. I think too often our country and our market is positioned in funds that perform reasonably similar through reasonable time periods. And truly finding out and putting together a blend of managers who can be differentiated and be above average is a very difficult challenge. I think one of the key messages, I'm not going to get into in too much detail today, but one of the key consequences of choosing truly active managers who have skill is that in the short term, they will disappoint. It's just a fact of life. If you're differently positioned and you're taking market prices from a market which moves in all directions based on short-term phenomena and human psychology, they will disappoint in the short term. And the key challenge that you have when choosing a skilled manager who's active is staying the course and getting the very positive long-term returns that they will deliver. Obtaining value for the fees that you pay is also a key challenge. There's huge client pressure at the moment to reduce fees as a guaranteed way of adding to the client proposition. And what I'm going to put forward to you today is that that's not the first port of call, the first objective. First objective should be to truly get investment returns net of fees that are exceptional or that are well above average, not focusing first and foremost on the fees. Then I think the fact that risk-averse clients are what one faces, people are risk-averse with their hard-earned life savings, is a challenge for you. Because to put together portfolios of managers who are not household names is a difficult ask. And blending managers who may be a lot less well known but fit that bill of being truly active and having skill is a real challenge when clients are as risk averse as they have. And in that context, feeling the strong pull from the big brands, which your clients do know, and how strong that is as a force to guide the market to follow the crowd and sit with a small number of managers who are severely constrained, in essence, in their ability to be active. And some of them, I think, have a doubtful track record that therefore you wonder, with the personnel that they have today, and not necessarily the personnel that delivered the track record, whether they actually have skill meeting that second criterion. And then I think there are a variety of behavioral biases that one needs to overcome. And those are multifold, but just some would be a recency bias to crowd towards funds that have recently done well. And that might be because of luck or circumstance, or to the human need to be risk averse and to not want to stick out and therefore do what everyone else is doing. That's another huge bias that one needs to face. So the problem is that most investors follow the crowd. And I'd argue that most advisors follow the crowd too. So not only do the managers follow the crowd and follow the benchmarks and benchmark hug for a variety of reasons, but also advisors do too, which exacerbates the problem. And if you don't believe me, let's look at the size of funds out there. So there are a few massive funds in our market. So let's look at the unit trust market for equity funds. And here we can see that the large equity funds are 50, 30, 15 billion rand in size. And this is just one, those are just one fund from one manager. On the right-hand side there, you can see it's sort of 35, 30s, 30s, very large funds. And clearly these managers don't only have that fund. They obviously have many other funds. Let's look at the balanced fund category. The largest balanced fund manager, one manager, 217 billion rand for a balanced fund. Now, that's a large ship that can't be moved around much. It can't be moved around very frequently, and it cannot run a very high active share. Manager 2 there is 132 billion, which is also huge for a one balanced fund, and then 91.47. And then finally, looking at the stable fund category, 56, 32, 21.19. So I think incontrovertible evidence that not only do the managers crowd around benchmarks and crowd together, but advisors do too. They crowd into a small number of funds and therefore also reduce. They're flocking to managers who have lower active share or higher concentration risk. So as a result, most investors in South Africa don't get much active share. So to put that into numbers, what we did is we took the largest equity funds in the South African market and calculated what their active share is currently. And this is where the bulk of clients out there, not necessarily your clients because you're listening to me today, but the bulk of clients out there are invested. They range from about 38% to about 45% in active share. So those are the large popular funds. Now, what I'm going to show you next is staggering. What most people do is they choose to mix those large funds. Now, what happens when you mix those large funds? You get an active share closer to passive, much closer to passive. So blending those large managers together reduces that active nature of them and gets you much closer to a passive solution with very high active fees. Just not a good solution for your clients. In closing, so the problem, as I said, set out, is that most investors follow the crowd, and most advisors do too. The solution is a major contrarian paradigm shift. This is the solution to the challenge that I laid out to you as I started. Construct a blend of skilled, high active share managers. The key concept I wanted to leave you with: skill and active share, true activeness. Think about the implications of firm size for client outcomes. Think about the power of big brands and what they have over you and your clients. And think about fees differently, as I've set out there. It's not the easy route. It's not the easy solution. It's difficult to get your clients to do this, but it certainly, in my objective view, is the right one. Thank you very much for your attention.